Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC-002 Human Resource Management for MBA program. Presenting Block 2 Sourcing of Human Resources, Unit-6 Recruitment and Selection Part 1. After completing this unit, you should be able to explain the need for spelling out job specification as the starting point for the process of selection, name various sources which can be used for attracting the desired types of manpower, state, explain and evaluate various methods of recruitment, and explain the purpose and types of interviews, their limitations, the need for care in using them. Introduction. The most valuable asset of any large-scale organization is the high-caliber employees. Finding right people and putting them at right job is the most important challenge in any organization. At the stage of human resource planning, as we have already discussed in the previous unit, the human resource requirement is forecasted. Keeping in mind the forecast, the function of attracting the best available talent is carried out by an organization. It involves functions like recruitment and selection, which are discussed in this unit. Recruitment. Recruitment forms the first stage in the process, which continues with the selection and ends with the placement of the candidate. It follows HR planning process. It is the art of discovering and procuring potential applicants for actual and anticipated organizational vacancies. Accordingly, the purpose of recruitment is to locate sources of manpower to meet job requirements and job specifications. Recruitment is the process of identifying the prospective employees, stimulating and encouraging them to apply for a particular job or jobs in an organization. It is a positive action as it involves inviting people to apply. The purpose is to have an inventory of eligible persons from amongst whom proper selection of the most suitable person can be made. Factors affecting recruitment. Geographical factors and employment conditions where the organization is located can become a potential factor for attracting job applications. Effects of past recruiting successes or otherwise is another criterion. Policies of the organization like promotions from within also indirectly motivates the applicants. And compensation and benefit packages offered by the organization influence the number of applicants. The process of recruitment. Before you think of inviting people to apply for a job, you have to decide what types of persons are to be invited and what their characteristics should be. This calls for fixing the job specifications, which may also be called man specifications. Job specifications are based on job description, which is dependent upon the nature and requirements of a job. Thus, job specification will be different for each job. These are already discussed in detail in the job analysis unit. We shall now explain the various elements of job specification. Number 1. Physical specifications. For certain jobs, some special physical features may be required. For example, for assembly of a TV set or some other electronic equipment, good vision is required. For a typing job, you need finger dexterity. For a heavy job, you need a strong, heavy and thick-set body. The particular physical abilities and skills necessary for a given job have to be specified. These may refer to height, weight, vision, finger dexterity, voice, poise, hand and foot coordination, motor coordination, color discrimination, age range, etc. Number 2. Mental specifications. These include intelligence, memory, judgment, ability to plan, ability to estimate, to read, to write, to think and concentrate, scientific faculties, arithmetical abilities, etc. Different jobs require different degrees of such abilities, and the more important ones should be specified. Emotional and social specifications. These include characteristics which will affect his working with others, like personal appearance, manners, emotional stability, aggressiveness or submissiveness, extroversion or introversion, leadership, cooperativeness, initiative and drive, skill in dealing with others, social adaptability, etc. And number 4, behavioral specifications. Certain management personnel at higher levels of management are expected to behave in a particular manner. These are not formally listed but have to be kept in mind during the process of recruitment, selection, and placement. Sources of human resource. There are 2 categories of sources of supply of human resource: internal and external. Internal sources. These include HR already on the payroll of the organization, as also those who were once on the payroll of the company but who plan to return or whom the company would like to rehire. These include those who quit voluntarily or those on production layoffs. External sources. These sources lie outside the organization, like the new entrants to the labor force without experience. These include college students, the unemployed with a wider range of skills and abilities, the retired experienced persons, and others not in the labor force, like married women as a second career option. A policy of preferring people from within is advantageous as it improves the morale of the employees and promotes loyalty among them towards the organization. This also helps employers as they are in a better position to evaluate those already with them and as these people require no induction. The policy of preferring internal candidates, however, suffers from some disadvantages. It may lead to inbreeding, discouraging new blood from entering an organization. If promotion is based on seniority, the real capable hands may be left out. Likewise, there are good and bad points about external sources. These sources provide a wide market and the best selection considering skill, training, and education. It also helps to bring new ideas into the organization. Moreover, this source never dries up. In respect of people selected under this system, however, one has to take chances with the selected persons regarding their loyalty and desire to continue. The organization has to make larger investments in their training and induction. You will realize now that dependence on just one of the sources is not in the interest of an organization. It must depend on both in a ratio to be fixed considering various factors. Some of these factors are: Number 1. Effect on the policy on the attitude and actions of all employees. Employees no doubt feel more secure and identify their own long-term interest with that of the organization when they can anticipate first charge at job opportunities. The general application of the promotion from within policy may encourage mediocre performance. The point to be considered here by the organization is how important is the loyalty of the employees to it, balancing the risk of mediocre performance. Number 2. The level of specialization required of employees. The principal source in many organizations may be the ranks of the present employees who have received specialized training. Number 3. The degree of emphasis on participation by employees at all levels. New employees from outside with no experience in the firm may not know enough about its services or products or processes to participate effectively for some time at least. Number 4. The need for and availability of originality and initiative within the organization. If the organization feels that it is training its people for these qualities, it may prefer its own people if not new people with different ideas may be taken from outside. Number 5. Acceptance of seniority principle. The policy of promotion from within will succeed only if management and employees accept the seniority principle with or without suitable modifications for promotion. If it is not accepted, selection may better be done on an open basis. Methods of recruitment. All methods of recruitment can be put into 3 categories: direct methods, indirect methods, and third-party methods. Direct methods. They include sending recruiters to educational and professional institutions, employee contacts with public, manned exhibits and waiting list, schools and colleges. For clerical labor and apprenticeship help, high schools can be extensively used. For technical, managerial and professional jobs, colleges, university departments and specialized institutes like the IITs and IIMs are used. These institutions usually have a placement officer, a teacher in charge of placement who normally provides help in attracting employers, arranging interviews, furnishing space and other facilities, and providing student resumes. The companies maintain a list of such institutions, keep in touch with them, and send their brochures indicating job openings, future prospects, etc. On the basis of these students who want to be considered for the given jobs, they are referred to the company recruiter. Employees' contact with the public. The employees of the organization are told about the existence of particular vacancies and they bring this to the notice of their relatives, friends, and acquaintances. Manned exhibits. The organizations send recruiters to conventions and seminars, setting up exhibition at fairs and using mobile offices to go to the desired centers. Waiting list. Many firms lean heavily on their own application files. These records list individuals who have indicated their interest in jobs either after visiting the organization's employment office or making inquiries by mail or phone. Such records prove a very useful source if they are kept up to date. Indirect methods. They cover advertising in newspapers, on the radio, in trade and professional journals, technical journals, and brochures. When qualified and experienced persons are not available through other sources, advertising in newspapers and professional and technical journals is made. Whereas all types of advertisements can be made in newspapers and magazines, only particular types of posts should be advertised in the professional and technical journals. For example, only engineering jobs should be inserted in journals of engineering. A well thought out and planned advertisement for an appointment reduces the possibility of unqualified people applying. If the advertisement is clear and to the point, candidates can assess their abilities and suitability for the position, and only those who possess the requisite qualifications will apply. Third-party methods. Various agencies are used for recruitment under these methods. These include commercial and private employment agencies, state agencies, placement offices of schools, colleges, and professional associations, recruiting firms, management consulting firms, indoctrination seminars for college professors, friends, and relatives. Private employment agencies. They specialize in specific occupation like general office help, salesmen, technical workers, accountants, computer staff, engineers and executives, etc. These agencies bring together the employers and suitable persons available for a job. Because of their specialization, they can interpret the needs of their clients and seek out particular types of persons. State or public employment agencies. Also known as employment or labor exchanges, they are the main agencies for public employment. They also provide a wide range of services like counseling, assistance in getting jobs, information about the labor market, labor and wage rates, etc. Executive search agencies. They maintain complete information records about employed executives and recommend persons of high caliber for managerial, marketing, and production engineers posts. These agencies are looked upon as headhunters, raiders, and pirates. Indoctrination seminars for college professors. These are arranged to discuss the problems of companies to which professors are invited. Visits and banquets are arranged so that professors may be favorably impressed and later speak well of the company and help in getting required personnel. Friends and relatives of present employees. They constitute a good source from which employees may be drawn. This, however, is likely to encourage nepotism, that is, persons of one's own community or caste may only be employed. This may create problems for the organization. Trade unions. They are often called on by the employers to supply whatever additional employees may be needed. Unions may be asked for recommendations largely as a matter of courtesy and an evidence of goodwill and cooperation. Professional societies. They may provide leads and clues in providing promising candidates for engineering, technical, and management positions. Some of these maintain mail order placement services. Temporary help agencies. They employ their own labor force, both full-time and part-time, and make them available to their client organizations for temporary needs. Casual labor source. It is one which presents itself daily at the factory gate or employment office. Most industrial units rely to some extent on this source. This source, you will realize, is the most uncertain of all sources. Deputations. Persons possessing certain abilities useful to another organization are sometimes deputed to it for a specified duration. Ready expertise is available, but as you can guess, such employees do not easily become part of the organization. Selection. Selection, as we have studied earlier, is the process of securing relevant information about an applicant to evaluate his qualifications, experience, and other qualities with a view to matching these with the requirements of a job. It is essentially a process of picking out the man or men best suited for the organization's requirements. The selection process. You would recall that selection process involves rejection of unsuitable or less suitable applicants. This may be done at any of the successive hurdles which an applicant must cross. These hurdles act as screens designed to eliminate an unqualified applicant at any point in the process. This technique is known as the successive hurdles technique. Yoder calls these hurdles go, no-go gauges. Those who qualify a hurdle go to the next one. Those who do not qualify are dropped out. Not all selection processes, however, include these hurdles. The complexity of the process usually increases with the level and responsibility of the position to be filled. Moreover, these hurdles need not necessarily be placed in the same order. Their arrangement may differ from organization to organization. Initial screening or preliminary interview. This is a sorting process in which prospective applicants are given the necessary information about the nature of the job, and also necessary information is elicited from the candidates about their education, experience, skill, salary expected, etc. If the candidate is found to be suitable, he is selected for further process, and if not, he is eliminated. This is a crude screening and can be done across the counter in the organization's employment offices. This is done by a junior executive in the personnel department. Due care should be taken so that suitable candidates are not turned down in a hurry. Since this provides personal contact for an individual with the company, the interviewer should be courteous, kind, receptive, and informal. When a candidate is found suitable, an application form is given to him to fill in and submit. Application scrutiny. You might have observed that sometimes applications are asked on a plain sheet. This is done where no application forms are designed. The applicant is asked to give details about age, marital status, educational qualifications, work experience, and references. Different types of application forms may be used by the same organization for different types of employees. For example, one for managers, the other for supervisors, and a third for other employees. Some forms are simple, general, and easily answerable, while others may require elaborate, complex, and detailed information. Reference to nationality, race, caste, religion, and place of birth has been regarded as evidence of discriminatory attitudes and should be avoided. An application form should be designed to serve as a highly effective preliminary screening device, particularly when applications are received in direct response to an advertisement and without any preliminary interview. The application can be used in two ways. Number one, to find out on the basis of information contained therein as to the chances of success of the candidate in the job for which he is applying. And number two, to provide a starting point for the interview. It is often possible to reject candidates on the basis of scrutiny of the applications as they are found to be lacking in educational standards, experience, or some other relevant eligibility and traits. You were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code MMPC-002 Human Resource Management. Course Coordinator Professor Nayantara Padhi from School of Management Studies IGNOU. Voiceover by Harpreet Kaur. Edited by Tarannum Jahan. Program assisted by Jagbandhu Jana. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.